many Thai people, you may say like chok di, but in English we can't use it in that situation. If you say bye and then say good luck to them, then they would say like why? Sometimes it's not just learning a language because I don't feel like my Thai is good enough to be a teacher.
Your Thai is amazing.
ว่าคนไทยบางคนบอกว่ามันชัดเกินไป
จริงเหรอ This channel is dedicated to helping you master the English language. If you are looking to improve your speaking skills, enhance grammar, or even build confidence, you've come to the right place.However, I have a small favor to ask. If you enjoy the lesson, if you enjoy the content, please click the subscribe button below. It only takes a few seconds and is actually a simple way to support the channel and ensure that I can continue bringing you valuable lessons and exciting guests. Your support helps me invest in more resources and create even better content for you. So, hit subscribe, share this with your friends, and join our amazing community. Let's embark on this language journey together. Hi! Welcome back to Kru Whan's podcast. ยินดีต้อนรับกลับเข้าสู่ podcast ค่ะ And guess what? Today I have invited one of the most amazing and the most beautiful English teachers in Thailand to our show. Well, actually, we have known each other for quite a few years now, and you know, she's really beautiful and lovely and so nice.I think you probably know her, and I believe that a lot of you guys already know her online. Well, she's from England, and for sure her accent is proper British. เป็นสำเนียงที่แบบเฮ้ยฉันอยากได้มากๆเลยอะและจะเป็นใครไปไม่ได้นะคะ Please welcome Kru Rosie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Good. I'm good. I'm very excited right now.
I know, me too.
We haven't seen each other for a year or 2 years.
Possibly longer. Can't remember. It's been a while. Let's say it's been a while.
Yeah, it's because right now you live in, you know, Bangkok and I live in Chiang Mai. So thank you so much.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. I'm in Chiang Mai and it's a perfect opportunity. So I have to say thank you so much for inviting me.
เย้
So
ดีใจมากดีใจมาก คือจริงๆเนี่ยครูหวานกับครูโรซี่ก็รู้จักกันมาได้แบบช่วงหนึ่งตามที่ได้กล่าวไปก่อนหน้านี้แล้วนะคะ So anyway, let's talk about your page.
Yes.
So what made you start teaching English for Thai students?
Okay, so to answer this question, I kind of have to go back a little bit. So just with regards to my educational background, so I studied Thai language at university.
I remember.
Yeah, so my major was Thai language and Southeast Asian studies. Some people are just very naturally good at languages. I would say for me personally, I would say I'm not, which is quite interesting because obviously now my whole life is in Thailand and I use Thai language, but I would say I'm actually not natural. So for this reason, my journey to learning Thai language, it was full of frustration, to be honest. It was because I'm a communicative person. So I feel like when I was learning, I kind of felt frustrated because there were things I wanted to be able to express and I couldn't. And so as a language learner, it's almost like you're going back to real basics. It's like you're a child having to learn like, hello, my name is, I couldn't even say that for me, like saying sawadee ka. For me, that was difficult. I was like, sawadee ka. My teacher would be like, no, sawadee ka. And then it'd be like, okay, my name is Rosie, Chan Chu Rosie. No, don't ben Chan Chu Rosie. Okay, so for me, it wasn't easy. It was going right back to like I was a child. So for me, therefore, I realized that for Thais learning English, I kind of had this realization that it's not easy to learn a foreign language. And I think previously I kind of took it for granted because there's so many foreigners that live in England that speak English and you don't realize like the hours of study. Like, I mean, you're a perfect example. You haven't studied abroad and like I guess now you're still almost learning. I'm sure every day, even for me as a native speaker, I'm always learning new words and things. So for me, I just kind of wanted to help Thai people to feel like you don't need to be frustrated. I think the most important thing is about persistence. You need to just keep going, staying positive. It's not about being like a natural language learner. So that was actually to answer your question then. The reason why I decided to teach Thai, to teach English. People have asked me to teach Thai. Just saying that, and I've said definitely no.
Really?
Yes.
You mean foreigners?
Foreigners sometimes
That's
contact
amazing.
me. I say, no way. While there are 70 million Thai people, I say, choose. Because I don't feel like my Thai is good enough to be a teacher.
Your Thai is amazing.
But I wouldn't
Your
teach it.
รอเรือ is actually like, you know, like better than my รอเรือ
แต่ว่าคนไทยบางคนบอกว่ามันชัดเกินไป
จริงเหรอ
ใช่
รอเรือ
เขาบอกว่าไม่ต้องชัดขนาดนั้น
Ah.
เราแบบ okay.
Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, because I've noticed that a lot of your content videos
Yeah.
on Facebook and TikTok and, you know, other platforms, you always teach something like เกรงใจคืออะไร งอนคืออะไร like ภาระ
Yeah.
or เผื่อเวลา or จิบน้ำ or like หัวโบราณ and these words are really important.
Yeah.
And like it's like sometimes we don't even know how to say it.
I think I began by thinking that as a language learner, you need to learn all these like complex phrases, but it's not actually true. I mean, it's sometimes these simple phrases that we use in everyday life, like เผื่อเวลา. I mean, it's something which you just use naturally in Thai language, but then if you ask a Thai person, how would you say that in English? Most people wouldn't know it. I come across these phrases in Thai, and then it makes me think, oh, how would we say that in English? Or it might be vice versa, that I come across an English phrase and I think, how would I say that in Thai? How would I express that? So I do it both ways. Sometimes I find Thai phrases, other time I find English phrases, and then think about how I would express them. Other times my students ask me questions and it may be like the same common questions. So I think, okay, this is a phrase that I need to teach.
Sometimes when I see your videos,
Yeah.
I'm like, huh? คิดมาได้ยังไงวะ like I didn't even know how to like, you know, come up with those words.
Yeah.
And that's great. Yeah, because I've noticed as well that there are, you know, a lot of people that engage with the content. So that means your content is really useful and helpful. Thai people.
Thank you. So so is yours. Yours is great.
I like your content. ชอบมากคุณหวานชอบ content ของ Kru Rosie มาก That's nice.
Aww.
So, what is your most popular video, you think?
So it has to be one that I filmed in Chiang Mai.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was one that I filmed a few years ago, and it still stayed my most popular video, and that's teaching the phrase good luck. Well, I'm teaching how to use it as opposed to teaching it. Because what I realized is that for many Thai people, when you say like, bye bye, see you may say like, chok di na. Like almost like take care, I guess in English, take care, bye bye. But in English, we can't use it in that situation. And so when we use good luck in English, it's like we're wishing that person to succeed in something. If you say bye and then say good luck to them, then they would say like, why? Like, for example, let's say you're going on a trip and then I say like, oh, bye, see you, good luck. You'd be like, oh, but why good luck? Is my plane going to crash?
That's true. That's true.
So I think it's these kind of nuances. Sometimes it's not just learning a language. It's you have to learn the actual situation as well, which is so interesting. And this is what fascinates me because it's also connected to the culture. It means that when you learn a language, you can't just learn the words and phrases. You have to understand the context. You have to learn about the culture, in what situations you would use it, who you would use these phrases with.
Yeah, that's true because like Thai people don't usually say oh have a lovely day
Yes.
so when you say อ๋อขอให้วันนี้เป็นวันที่ดีนะ it might
Exactly.
sound weird
Exactly. I mean, that's a perfect example of not doing direct translation. It's understanding what you would say. Also, like as a greeting in Thai language, you don't really say as much like how are you? It'd be more like กินข้าวหรือยัง
it's
ไปไหนมา
about food.
Where have you been? But in English, if you were to say to somebody like, oh, like where have you been? Where have you come from? It would be like, oh.
It's a little bit personal.
It is exactly. Oh, I've just been to the doctors. And yeah, it's about culture as well. Yeah.
Do you think the fact that you speak Thai and English, does it change your personality or identity or your thoughts when you speak that language?
100%. It's such an interesting question. Yeah, for me, 100%. Because when I speak Thai, it's like I'm thinking also about the culture. Like what I said, it's like I'm thinking about the situations in which we would use a word or phrase, or like also the topics that you talk about. For example, Thailand, you talk about food all the time.
True.
It's such a big part of the culture because you have such amazing food. So it's like you chat with somebody and you're like talking about like a new restaurant, you're talking about like different foods that you've tried. Whereas in England, we don't as much. It's not so common. So I do feel like I kind of think in a different way. And my personality, I would say yes as well. But it's also kind of changed me when I speak English as well. I feel like living in Thailand, learning Thai language, I feel like I've changed as a person.
Yeah, like when I talk to my husband's parents, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I can be quite straightforward. I
Okay.
can be frank and honest with them.
Yeah.
But when I talk to my parents or if I talk to, Thai people,
Yeah.
I kind of have to be a little bit like, oh, okay.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
can't be too straightforward.
Exactly. I feel like Thai language and Thai culture just makes you that little bit softer. But I like that. I think that previously I was very high energy, but maybe too high. I think it's nice to be like positive, but I feel like my energy was not as controlled energy, if that makes sense. Maybe it's also to do with age as well, that you grow up and you just become calmer. So I don't know, maybe it's a mixture between my age and living in Thailand. That there's definitely, Thai people have this very calm energy. And I like that. And I feel like it's been good for me. It's been good for my character, that it's just made me just chill out a little bit. And it's interesting, when I go back to England, I see that English people, I would be interested to know your opinion, English people can be quite like, they kind of move a lot.
Well,
Have you noticed it?
there are like millions and millions of festivals and parties in England, so I'm not surprised.
But what about like their body language? Because I feel like Thai people, when you sit, you're quite still, you're quite composed. But I feel like English people, they touch their hair a lot, they move a lot. And this is not a criticism of English culture. It's just more something that I've noticed going back to England, that people are very jumpy almost.
Probably. I mean, when I was there, I didn't really notice.
Okay, fine. Interesting.
But I know that they love like festivals so much. Maybe festivals every day or something.
Yeah, maybe they're just so excited.
Yeah, and like
da,
dance.
da, da. That's funny.
Yeah, that's interesting. So language and culture, they kind of like, go well together.
They do, hand in hand.
Nice.
Yes.
So anyway, we already talked about languages and cultures.
Yeah.
So apart from teaching, what do you like to do in your free time?
Traveling.
Traveling.
Yes. Absolutely love it.
As in like to other countries or inside Thailand?
Both. So it depends how long I have. I mean, if I have a long break, then I'll go to another country. If I have a few days or something, then just visiting different parts of Thailand. However, saying that, I do normally go to the same places. Chiang Mai, Koh Samui, Pattaya, just because it's so convenient and near to Bangkok. And then if it's abroad, Japan, England, obviously go back to England. And nowadays, when I go back to England, it feels almost like a holiday.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like I'm going back home. The reason being that my partner is Thai, that he's like, oh my gosh, like the countryside. And he feels very, very excited by it. And it makes me feel excited. Therefore, it feels like a holiday.
Oh, yeah. I know that feeling for sure. Because when I go to England, I feel the same. It's like, oh, England, English people. Like the fact that I go there, my accent is already British. It's like more British when I go to England. I love going to England.
Your accent has got even nicer.
Really?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I think this is something for the audience to remember that, like, as teachers, we are still also developing and learning and things. And the same with my Thai language, that I'm always learning new words and phrases. And also English language, I'm always learning. There's always new words that come up. But for you, yeah, your accent sounds so nice at the moment. It always has done, but it just sounds like extra.
Oh, ขอบคุณค่ะ. I guess I was trying too hard before. I was trying to sound British. But now I'm like, maybe I would just keep it like this, you know? Like before, I was like, a bottle of water. I dropped a lot of, tea. And then my husband said, you shouldn't really say that because if you want to teach students, you have to kind of do it properly.
Definitely. Bottle of water.
Sometimes I say that if I speak English too fast, I might just drop tea. Like, can you just get me some water, please?
So is this from watching movies that you picked this up? Because I wouldn't say that. So is this from you like listening to British people or?
Yeah. From because my friends are from like the northern part.
Okay.
Or maybe from Somerset, from Bristol, from London, many places. So my accent just like change.
Oh.
Like all the time.
But I feel like accents do change, don't they?
Yeah. I think it's great though.
So do I.
Yeah. Well, anyway, because earlier you said like, Thailand is like your home.
Yes.
Can you share a memorable experience from living in Thailand?
With regards to work, I would say it's hard to kind of pinpoint one particular experience. I would say in general, the experiences opportunities that I've been given since living here, being on TV, I would definitely say that I'm very grateful. Growing up, I always wanted to be on TV. And then, I've been on TV a lot. I've been like a TV host for different TV shows. And those experiences are just unbelievable. And then recently, actually, I was on Lakon.
No way!
Yes, I was!
That's amazing!
It was เรือนธาตุ Do you know? So that's the name of it. I was, just to say, I was the smallest part. But
it's nice.
It was a speaking part. And so like to be able to use my Thai language and act, because I love both of them, it was just like the most amazing experience that I was so grateful for. I just thought, oh my God, I'm like on Cheongsam and I'm actually speaking, I'm using my Thai language. This is something which I've like perfected and tried to really get as better as possible for so many years. So for me, that was the most amazing experience ever.
Do you need to learn acting?
No. I think they knew that I had lots of experience on camera and maybe they just assumed that I could act. Well, I hope I could. Maybe we should ask the audience if anybody watched เรือนธาตุ
Do you have to dress up like เรือนธาตุ style?
Yes, so I had to wear, in it I was a housewife. So my dress was fairly simple. I had like this kind of very old, maybe you could insert, or I don't know, a picture. And it was such an amazing experience.
Wow, that's exciting.
And then with regards to just living here, I would say, again, going back to traveling, I love Koh Samui. And every time I go, it's not just like one memorable experience. It's just that I go and I feel, I'm so grateful to live in this country that's so beautiful.
That's nice.
I'm still like surprised and shocked. Like I didn't know that you were on TV. That was just like that's amazing. เลิศมากเดี๋ยวจะไปดูเรือนธาตุนะคะ So anyway, last question คำถามสุดท้ายแล้วค่ะ So if students,
Yes.
Thai students want to learn English with you, what should they do?
The best thing they can do is contact me or my admin on my Facebook page, Kru Rosie British English. So at the moment, I've actually been focusing on teaching students privately. I do have some online courses, but for me, I guess I focus lots of my time and energy with my private students. I think I love watching my students grow. They come to me and the first thing we have like a pre-chat session. Like often they say they can speak, but they just need that confidence. And for me, I love really working with them one-on-one and just focusing on exactly what they need to do. So I kind of tailor all of my private courses for those students in particular. Also, I do corporate stuff as well. And that stuff, I love doing that. Like going into companies and then kind of giving all of the employees this energy boost and feeling like English is something exciting, it's something that's doable, it's something that anybody can achieve if they just put their mind to it. So I mean, that's what I've been focusing on recently. And then coming up within the next, I'm not sure when this will be released, but in the next month or 2 months, I have a couple of new online courses, one with another teacher who's also quite well known, she is, and then another course by myself, and they'll be totally different courses. So those are my projects for the next couple of months, and I'm super excited about both of them. And of course, I will continue to teach privately and teach in companies as well, which is what I just love doing.
Yay nice น่าตื่นเต้นมากเลยอย่าลืมไปกดติดตามคุณครูโรซี่ด้วยซึ่ง information ขึ้นอยู่ตรงหน้าจอตรงนี้แล้วไปกดติดตามให้หมดเลยเพราะรับรองเลยว่าสนุกมากๆแล้วก็งานนี้เจ้าของภาษามาเองค่ะนักเรียนค่ะ Well thank you so much for coming to my lovely podcast It's been great
I have to say thank you to you. Thank you so much for having me on this show. I feel so honored. I don't know how much you get told it, but just a reminder that you're such an inspiration to Thai people. You haven't studied abroad. You have amazing English. I love watching your videos and you're just amazing. So yes, love seeing your stuff so
Thank
much.
you ขอบคุณมากเลยก็วันนี้ขอบคุณคุณครูโรซี่ด้วยนะคะแล้วก็สำหรับคลิปหน้าถ้านักเรียนอยากจะให้ครูหวานเนี่ยเชิญแขกคนไหนมาอีกก็คอมเมนต์บอกได้เลยวันนี้เราสองคนต้องขอตัวไปก่อนนะคะบ๊ายบาย
Bye bye. Da, 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 da.
Yay